Can you earn gold using only one spell, Disenchant? The answer is simple. Yes, you can. In the rest of the video, I will show you several ways how you can very easily and simply have the game in the background while the golds keep coming to you. So sit back, follow the instructions, and at the end of the video, you will see actual results of this method. As soon as players hear the profession of enchanting, their first thought is to enchant for gear. But I would say that it is an endgame profession, which of all professions costs the most to learn it up to skill 450 with all the recipes that are sold. The very fact that it costs a lot immediately raises the question of whether it is possible to make money by making enchants for gear. You can certainly make money, but the margins are not as big as any new player would imagine. Here you can see some of the best-selling enchants and their earnings. Interesting, isn't it? You can see that the profit per enchant is not that big if you consider how much it actually costs to develop up to skill 450. But we can leave that for another video, because here I will show you how to earn a lot of gold using only spell disenchant. We have several ways to do this. The first thing is to write to the global channel to buy green items higher than level 74 for a certain amount of gold. In this way, you receive mails with COD, cash on delivery, payment, which can sometimes have hidden flaws if you are not careful enough. Players who send you items may send you items that are not higher than level 74 and ask for more than you ask for. So be careful with this method. By doing so, you disenchant items that turn into 3 possible materials for enchanting, namely infinite dust, lesser and greater cosmic essence. Normally, each item is disenchanted into a different material. Weapons and shields are mostly disenchanted into cosmic essence, while other items into infinite dust. Also, all of these items can be disenchanted into Dream Shard or Small Dream Shard. This is the first method that depends a lot on the amount of material that other players send you, and thus it can happen that one day you receive 100 mails full of items, while the next day you receive nothing. Another way, which is better in my opinion and which I personally use, and which is main topic of this video, is the creation of items in Jewelcrafting and disenchant into materials. For this technique, you can use one character that has Enchanting plus Jewelcrafting, or you can use 2 characters if you don't have both professions on one character. The first thing we need are the materials for crafting disenchant items. So we will do Stoneguard Band. It is a finger that needs 2 Eternal Earth. In order for this test to have the most accurate results, we will make 500 fingers that we will disenchant. I will also show what materials this disenchant ring is made into and what the total profit will be at the end. When you buy some material from auction house, it does not have unlimited quantities like when you buy from a vendor, so it can sometimes take a while. We have Eternal Earths. Now it's time to make rings. But before, if you are like me and don't have both professions on same character, you need to send materials for crafting to other character. The total time to make 500 pieces is almost 2 hours. The best way to create this is to start crafting, come back after 15 minutes, send the rings and repeat the process. No need to play the game, only check every 10 to 15 minutes. This way of farming golds is good for players who don't have much time to play, but are at the computer, whether at work or for some other purpose. If you have any questions, feel free to write a comment below. Subscribe to this channel if this video helped you farm gold more easily. I will try to respond to each of your comments, suggestions, or if you are interested in some other way of farming golds as an idea for a new video. After we've crafted all the rings, it's time for disenchant time. Here we have a character with an empty guild bank, which I actually found to be very practical. Fill the bags with rings and disenchant them. Let's turn the full bags of rings into dust and essence. Put them in the empty guild bank tab, take the full bags of rings and repeat the process. The minimum duration of disenchantment is a total of 3 seconds per item, so in total about half hour. Here we come to a very important detail, which is the disenchant macro. It greatly speeds up this process for us if we are watching a movie and disenchanting items in the background. You can download the macro for disenchanting in the description of this video. Also, if you are making some other items, you can add a new line / use item name. Another important thing that will also speed up this process is to turn on auto loot, so that after each cast of macro, the disenchanted materials will automatically end up in your bags. No need to loot them by yourself, you just need to spam that macro. I wouldn't suggest this as your primary way of farming golds, because you are dependent on auction materials that may or may not always be available at your desired price. So it sometimes happens that you buy materials for 500 rings a day, while on other days only for a few dozen. It is only important that you check the prices of materials in Eternals before making them, so that you can determine the upper limit at which you will buy Eternal Earth. The cheaper you buy materials, the higher the profit. You must understand that everything you put up for auction does not sell immediately. It also takes time to sell, because what we got are not very small quantities. Now comes the results of Disenchanting Spree. Our rings disenchanted into 2095 Infinite Dust, 163 Greater Cosmic Essence, and 13 Dream Shards. 13 of the 500 rings disenchanted into Dream Shards. 106 of the rings disenchanted into Greater Cosmic Essence, while 381 disenchanted into Infinite Dust. You can also see the results in percentages. The average was 5.5 Infinite Dust per disenchant, while the average of Greater Cosmic Essence was 154. If we compare it with Wowhead, we see that the results are similar. At the time this video was made, the prices were as shown on the screen. We see that we didn't only make a profit when we disenchanted the ring into the Dream Shard. Everything else is actually profit. Only thing left to do is put all this enchanting materials on auction house and wait a few days, or maybe even a week until it all sells, since we got a lot of stuff in our bags. At the time of editing this video, I sold half of the material while the other half is still being sold. In total, I will have a profit of about 10k gold. Therefore, this way of farming gold can really make a very, very good profit. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something new and innovative with this AFK gold farming guide. Make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss any new video. Also, if you are interested in another ways to farm gold in World of Warcraft, check out my other videos.